Hello, everyone, and welcome to the podcast. My name is Tala,
And I'm not.
and this is the lighthearted, fun debate podcast. Today, we're going to be answering the question: if aliens came to Earth, how do you think that they would see humans?
I think that they would think we're weird. That's basically what I think.
So, why do you think that, though?
Well, think about it. Humans do a lot of very weird things. Think of milk. What? Like, cow milk.
I think that they would be less weirded out and more curious about humans, right? Because although I don't think that they're going to be weirded out because they understand that different species do different things, right?
I guess. But, like,
And aren't they going to be also in awe? Like, oh my god, how have you created these masterpieces? Like, do you think that aliens understand the culinary arts?
probably.
Probably not.
Yeah, like, but
Because if they were probably more focused on trying to make it to Earth, so they focus more on the technology and didn't really care about culinary arts. Do they even have taste buds? Who knows? If they do, their taste buds are going to be blown away, or they'll get radioactive poisoning. But either way, they're going to be in awe.
yes, they are going to be in awe if they die. And now, I think that. I think that they're gonna think humans are weird because, like, as I said, we do a lot of weird things. Like, think about cows. What human, like, 10,000, 100, 10 million
It's
thousand years
natural.
ago
It's
decided?
like it's natural instinct. Like it's
I
your
don't think it.
natural. It's a natural instinct that we know that the milk from the cows, we can drink that. It's the natural instinct that we were given, just like animals have the natural instinct to kill their prey.
But humans were, like, lactose intolerant. So, like, imagine, like, three guys, like, it's just Joe, Jeff, and Jerry, and they go up to a cow and they're like, "Hey, Joe, I think we can steal its milk. Let's just pull on its parts." And so they did. And then they got milk, and then they drank it.
No, that's a terrible way of explaining it.
And then they were like, "Hey,
Hey,
Joe."
Joe, let's pull on its parts and get its white liquid.
And then they drank the milk, and they were like, "Hey, wait a minute. Our bodies aren't evolved to drink milk. That's not
What?
from our own
Okay.
species."
What
And then they
percent
were like,
of people today are lactose intolerant? There are more people who can drink milk than those who can't.
I
And plus,
actually
our body.
doubt that. I doubt that because about 90% of Asia, if I heard correctly, is lactose intolerant.
Wait, hang on. What is the percentage of people who are lactose intolerant? Plus, people who are lactose intolerant don't even have much. Okay, so apparently it's very common. Okay. Well, that doesn't change the fact that it tastes good, though.
I mean, milk tastes good, but that's because humans drank so much weird animal like milk that they decided, you know what? Or they didn't decide this, they just evolved. Imagine being lactose intolerant and still drinking milk because you're that weird of a person.
Well, then
Because
you're calling nearly every single person. Milk is so good that nearly every single person I've met who's lactose intolerant still drinks milk and dairy products because of how good they are. And eventually, because of those people doing that, eventually no one will be lactose intolerant because the human body will evolve.
I don't think that's how that works, but if I think
Why? Why isn't that how it works?
I'm pretty sure
I
it's from a
think that's
mutation. I'm pretty sure
whatever. The people who are lactose intolerant will not be no more in 100 years. People will love milk. Milk is good, and aliens will love the milk. The end.
I'm I think the aliens would just be super weirded out by our ancestors.
But what? Okay, but what if aliens definitely also do weird things, right?
I mean, yes, technically true, but then, like, think about it. If, like, different types of humans do weird things, then they think of each
Yeah.
other as
What?
weird.
How do you know that humans aren't going to be one that are weirded out of aliens, right?
No,
Why do we assume that aliens are just this amazing species just because they focused on technology and made it to Earth from their planet that's far away? That's not even like a big accomplishment. Like, oh my god, I bet the aliens like probably eat salad for breakfast. Like, oh my god, what a weirdo.
I bet the aliens eat salad for breakfast, Jeff. They're so uncivilized. Jeff, can you imagine?
Okay.
Jeff.
All right, all right, all right. I still think that like we talk about how like oh my god the human species is so weird, but really it's if you look at it in like the perspective of humans, it's not weird in the perspective of humans. It's only weird in the perspective of aliens, and it's only weird in the perspective of aliens because they do lots of things that are completely different to human. How do we know that the aliens are only aliens because they lived on another planet and that they're nearly the same as humans? Like what if the planet that they're living on is so similar to Earth that they've evolved to be nearly identical to humans?
I mean, then I'd assume it'd be something like, in 1492 when Columbus went to the New World, like it would basically just be that. Hey, these guys are the same. I know. Let's go kill them. Good idea.
No,
Okay.
that's human nature. They're although evolved similarly, that doesn't mean that their human quote unquote nature is the same, right? How do we don't the thing is aliens are still completely hypothetical. We don't know anything about them or even if they exist.
I'm pretty sure aliens exist. I am a believer. I believe in aliens.
Why do you think that?
Well, I mean, the galaxy
I-
is huge. Like, it's so big that we can't even explore all of it because
I mean, I also believe in aliens. Like, don't get me wrong, but like, still, the argument of wow, look at how big the universe is. There must be someone living in the universe. I don't think that that's a very like stable argument, right? Because
think
just
about
because
it this way. Think if the universe is infinite, then there are infinite chances. Meaning,
but we don't even know if the universe is infinite. We just haven't seen the end of it. All we know is that the universe is expanding. So maybe we believe in aliens, but they just don't exist yet.
that, I mean, technically, if you look out too far into the universe, you'll see how things were 80, 90 years ago, which is like, you can't explore that far because you'll die. You can't travel that far. So the universe is so big that humans physically cannot go everywhere because we'll die in the time it takes to go there, even at the fastest we can go. Right?
The thing is, how is it that like the chances of life are so slim that the chances of it happening again are just are like twice as slim because it has to happen twice, right?
Yes.
And
Technically,
although that there are infinite chances, that doesn't change the fact that those infinite chances haven't happened yet. Those infinite chances are still going on.
okay, yes. Technically, but think about it. Actually, don't think about it because then the math doesn't work. Okay.
And anyway, off
Yes.
topic.
Off topic. Off topic.
Anyway, just aliens.
When you think of aliens, what do you imagine?
Well, the thing is, I'm not able to have like an accurate imagination of aliens because the only like what is it? What's the word for it?
What?
The only representation of aliens in media is just look at the upside down triangle head and it is green with giant black eyes. Wow, look at the funny alien.
Seriously though, why are they always little green guys? Like,
yeah, why is it that we're like green? Alien.
Come on, aliens can be any color. Don't be racist. This is not the time.
I bet imagine the aliens have like opposite racism where it's like the black aliens are superior and the white aliens are like the oppressed ones. And the humans are like, what?
I mean, technically that's not universal. Like if you go to like a place in Africa, then it's probably the opposite. So I don't think that would make much of a difference.
Ah.
I mean, it's just the case in this country. It doesn't mean it has to be the same in every country, right?
That is correct.
I mean,
Anyway, I want aliens to be purple.
I don't want aliens to be purple.
Why not?
I heard purple is like the aliens hate. I mean, like humans hate bright colors when they're on animals because that means they're usually poisonous. And purple, like if it's shown, can be pretty like a scary color. Okay.
All right. Wait.
Imagine,
So,
imagine we find aliens and they're poisonous to us and we just can't touch them. Like.
So what? Anyway, so if aliens came to Earth, how would they see humans? What if aliens feared humans?
I mean, that's interesting. Like, if they fear humans, then why would they go to our planet?
I think maybe they came to our planet just to discover another planet, and they were like, "Oh my God, there's life on this planet. Let's check it out." They go to the planet, and they're like, "Whoa!" And like just like circling back to the before, we have no idea what their quote unquote human nature is like for them, like what they naturally do. So we have like a natural fight or flight response, humans. And humans are also like, some people believe humans are naturally good, some people believe humans are naturally evil, but the only thing that's like determined is that there are lots of bad people and lots of very unintelligent people and lots of stubborn people, and there are so many bad people in the world. So aliens, what if aliens are nothing like that? What if aliens are near perfect and humans just don't know physically how to be that, and aliens are just confused as to why we're acting like that?
I mean, I think that the majority of people are nice, at least average intelligence people. Like, sure, maybe
still there are millions of people who do terrible things, and there are so many people who just kill for the sake of killing. Like, I want to kill people.
I mean, if that's the thing, then there's probably some psychological problem there. Okay.
Now this is like
tangent.
Yeah.
Okay. Back to the aliens. So, I mean, like, what if the aliens just turn out to be ants and there's like trillions of them, but they're just ants? So all they do is obey their leader.
But how would they even come to Earth if they were ants?
They just all stack on each other and keep going because there's so many ants.
What? That doesn't make sense. There's no gravity in space.
Yes, that's true. But if there's so many ants, then that wouldn't even matter because they just keep piling on each other until like they just reach Earth. Imagine the sight from Earth, a bunch of aliens just on a huge bridge, and they're all ants, they're all tiny, and they all just come to Earth.
I don't think that's what's gonna happen.
Probably not.
I highly doubt that.
I mean, we also highly doubt that cars are alive, but there's no proof that
they're
cars
not alive. What? What? No, what kind
of? Okay, I'm going to be honest. I'm going to be honest. I wish cars were alive, but I'm so sad they aren't. Because think about it. If cars were alive, then you can just tell them, like, hey, John, go to the supermarket. What, you think people aren't gonna name their cars if they're alive? Like, who's
Yeah, but why John?
why not John? John's a good name, Tala. Don't be rude.
You know what? You know what I would name my car?
What?
Idiot!
Aaron?
No! I give up.
He names the car Aaron.
No! Idiot!
Why would you name your car idiot? That's like naming.
Because only an idiot will want their car to be alive, Soya!
Okay, first of all, rude. Also, if the car was alive, you could talk to them. Hey, Bartholomew, how was your day?
Why would I
Oh.
want my car to be? Why would I want to go inside a living? Like, I understand riding, but why go inside a living being for transportation?
No, because no, think about it. Because all of their organs are in
No,
the engine.
aliens. We think about aliens.
Oh, I mean, aliens, like, trees are alive, but we don't think they're alive.
Aliens are not cars.
Who says? You have no proof, Tala.
Aliens
You
are
have no
not
proof.
cars.
You have no proof that
Aliens
they are not.
No. They're
You
not
have no
cars.
proof, Tala.
They're not cars.
You have no proof, Tala. You cannot know.
If aliens came to Earth and they listened to this podcast, they would be absolutely disgusted and concerned and disappointed.
Which is exactly what the feelings for the rest of the human race will be, right?
That's probably what anybody would be feeling when they listen to this podcast.
That's right. If you listen to this podcast and you're enjoying it, I don't know how happy you are, but if you are happy, then that's good. We don't know how, since this podcast
It's good, but it's concerning.
This podcast is very concerning. Yes. Like, imagine if aliens were just trees, and they're alive, but they're all trees.
How would they come to Earth if they're trees?
Okay, what if one tree just gets really
circle back to the original debate. If aliens came to Earth, how would they see humans?
Well, by the view they get from this podcast, concerned, upset, and really disgusted. And I guess that's
but what if aliens, we've gotten so normalized with when you eat, you must dispose of it. But what if aliens just absorb their nutrients and all of the parts of the food?
You mean they don't eat waste? They just eat it and nothing comes? That's pretty interesting, but that probably does not make sense because...
No, it might not make sense to us, but how do we... Aliens are probably built different, in their anatomy, right?
Yeah, I always hear these things about people saying, oh, to contain life, a planet must be approximately this temperature and have water.
See, well,
they might not need. They might live in the extreme cold.
They could be complete opposite of humans. That if there's water and this temperature on the planet, that they will die. What if the aliens live on the sun?
Sun aliens. The aliens, they live on the sun.
And then they come to Earth and they're like, so cold.
It's so cold. How do you guys live here? We're going to go now. It's too cold for us.
Imagine they go to Arizona and they're like, okay, it's not as cold anymore.
Arizona just becomes the home of all of the alien refugees on Earth. That's where they all go. It's the best temperature for them.
What if people who live in Arizona are just sun aliens that came to Earth?
You cannot disprove that. You have no proof. You cannot disprove this argument that all Arizonans are just aliens. You cannot disprove it.
Okay.
I mean,
I
I
don't know
think
what to say to
I think
that.
we might need to end this podcast soon.
Yeah, I think that we should end the podcast. Thanks for listening, guys, and we hope you tune in to the next podcast. Was that like influencer enough for you?
Hopefully it was, because
Yeah. All right.
yeah.
And
All
and
right.
and hopefully we just never have to meet aliens because
That's the lesson. That's today's lesson.
don't
you
don't
meet
meet an alien or someone
Don't
from
meet an
Arizona.
alien. If you see one and it says hi, run away. Do
How would
not
they even know if it's an alien if we think that people from Arizona are aliens?
do not go to Arizona. Never go to Arizona.
Okay.
Okay, so
Anyway,
that's the end of this podcast. If you
have a
enjoyed
good
the
day.
podcast,
Have a
then
good day or evening or night or afternoon or
just
unit
have a
of
good
time.
time, I guess. And
Have
if
a,
you
have a good life or rest of your life. And if there are babies watching this, which there probably aren't, but if there are babies watching this, goo goo gaga. Goodbye.
Goo goo gaga, goodbye and bye.